beautiful people and our vibrant conversation family. Yes, it is a family because together we gather every Wednesday 9 a.m. and speak to a particular topic in focus and make sense out of it. Especially we create actions and walk our talk. My name is Elizabeth, and today we're going to be, celebrating very lovely people. And yes, you'll be part of the celebration because our lines will be open right about now for you to send message to your daddy, your papa, your father, whatever you call your man in your house. That's your father, your biological father. Be it biological and non-biological, yes. If it's your father, it is worthy of celebration. So we're going to be celebrating them today. And all the fathers, please draw in and listen to all the tributes that will be going out to you today. And, we too on this side will be celebrating ourselves and, of course, for our parents. But I want to say something to somebody who disappeared for a very long time. Where were you?
I went for Hajj.
Oh, you went for Hajj?
Yes.
And how was it? How was the experience?
It was fantastic, to be honest. This was my fourth Hajj, but I think this was it's one of them.
Your fourth Hajj?
Fourth, yeah. But it's my best spiritually because I met these amazing people. The day I left for Hajj was a traumatic day for me, unfortunately. I was in a really disempowering state. I had this problem and I honestly couldn't even function, but I had to pull myself together, yeah. And I met this lady.
Who is that?
That's my son.
Okay, your son.
Yeah,
okay.
no, those people. This woman and her three brothers.
Wow.
It was amazing. I became a part of their family because, in fact, I became an honorary tukur. They are the tukurs. The tukurs. And that's her.
Halima.
She was amazing. She was my roommate. I was apprehensive. I didn't want to have a roommate. But when I met her and her brothers, they made me feel like home.
She's the world.
They took care of me. They were there for me. Wow. In fact, they don't know what they meant to me, but I am so grateful.
You met them.
I am so grateful for those people in my life. And I believe that from that moment, we have, become a family, I'm so grateful. They don't even know. That's the sad part of it. They don't even know what they meant to me at that time. When we are at our lowest, people don't see it, but we are there. And then somebody gives you a helping hand. It wasn't much. It's just being there. How are you doing? Putting out a seat for me, asking, oh my. And then one of her brothers was like a father to my son. In fact, it's.
I can testify to that.
Oh, they are amazing bunch.
You say her name is Halima.
Halima Tukur. And her brothers, Abubakar, Ahmed, and Murtala Tukur. Oh my God.
That's good.
In fact, I'm an honorary Tukur. At least I was an honorary Tukur for 2 weeks. Amazing
It's good to have people that impact positively. And that's why it's always good whenever you go. You do good so that you'll be remembered. I don't even know who she is, but at the end of the day, I am hearing about her for the first time, and I'm hearing positive things. Yeah. Okay, I think because they were nice to you, me too, I'm going to be an honorary tukur, right?
Yes, you can. I'm sure they will let you in. They will let you in.
Hello, Devon. How are you today? You're looking all bright and pink.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And bizarrely, I had planned to wear black and white. Then at the last minute, because my black and white doesn't have anything to tie on the head, and I really wanted to tie my hair, so I now ended up picking a tampa, which is why I am out of sync. But the thing is, we don't even plan our look. But when I walked in and I saw everybody wearing some version of black and white, I was like,
well, very different.
Myself, why did I drop that black and white dress?
It was me. When you were holding it, I told Joy, I need Devon to contrast and deviate. And he just answered me.
It happened. So I've contrasted.
And deviated.
And deviated.
Hello, Joy.
Yeah. This is one of my jingles, my joy, with my pan.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. To be here.
When I saw on your status you posting your father, it got me thinking, somebody said a lot of people say good about their father because they are grown-ups. When they were small, they didn't appreciate them. That's your father, yes. I actually copied it.
Yeah, that's my father.
What do you miss about him? I know he's no longer here.
What do I miss about my father? I think my father was kind of strict, though. Normally, I have to get home by 10.
Look at your camera.
Yeah, I have to come at 10 o'clock. I have to come home at 10. And no matter where I was, I must come home at 10 because my father, I have to go into my room before my father sleeps. So, yeah,
Wow.
it was standard. Anywhere I was, I had to leave. 10 o'clock was deadline, no matter how old I was.
Wow.
Yes, yeah.
Even as a big girl.
Yes, I was a big girl.
Wow.
My father believed that if you were not married, whether you had money or you don't have money, you have to still stay at home. When you now get married, then you can stay out.
You know, that's the same belief as me,
Yeah.
because I believe that a woman stays home until you get married.
That's it.
That way you protect yourself.
So I'm
better.
still at home.
That's better.
Oh, yes, I'm still at home.
That's
Yeah.
better. All right. So what do you miss about your mom and your dad?
dad.
Sorry, Devon. I know when I saw your daddy's picture sometime, I said, "Wow, this is Devon." If the if the director is ready, can we see a bit of Devon's father side? Because I actually had to argue with you. You say you look like your.
Whoa.
Look at that. It's not Devon.
Oh, and they misspelled his name. It's Hannathon.
Okay.
But, well, that's my dad.
It's a bubble. It was a bubble.
That's my dad. And what I miss most about him is his wisdom. He was a very wise person, very diplomatic in his way of doing things. Oh, that's my husband. And
yes,
of course,
he's a father.
Yes, he is a father, which is why he's on the screen right now. But my own dad specifically, I miss his wisdom. I miss his way of handling things. He was a very diplomatic person. He was more likely to tow life from a cautious perspective than have a bull in a china shop approach to things. He was very cautious about how he approached things and preferred to tow the path of peace in trying to resolve issues. So that was his philosophy in life. Yes, and I think it's something I try to co-opt as well, and it's hard.
It's hard,
Yes,
right?
it's hard.
You were talking, I was actually imagining it. It's really hard. But let's hear you about your daddy.
To be honest, when you called me and asked me for
Yeah.
that, I was perplexed for a bit. I really didn't have my father in my life for the most part. My parents got divorced when I was 10, so I had to even call someone and ask for his pictures. And honestly, it was a bittersweet moment for me. The earliest memories I have of my father was when I was 10. I think that was the last time he was in my life, but he loved me. I felt loved. Where is his picture?
It's not there.
Yeah, you know, and it was beautiful while it lasted. But from 10 until I was much older, he wasn't really a part of my life. I hardly saw him. I hardly spoke to him. But where I'm glad, he's passed now. I'm glad that before he passed, at least he was able to come, you know, get in contact with all his other 7 children, because my mother had 7. And to be honest, when I look back now, I thank God for those last moments. And I feel grateful.
It's really impactful to have a father who took care of you, and even though he may not be there, just like my own father, he's not there at the moment, but I never cease to remember or to feel him. He's always in my head, really, you know, because he was pretty much like your father, a disciplinarian and a perfectionist, but a very caring, loving father. I miss his early morning calls because every day, as long as I wasn't with him, he will always call. And when I'm around, he comes to the door to tap and say, "My queen, are you up?" You know, he liked me so much.
He called you my queen?
Yes. So, and we'll sit down, have a cup of coffee, you know, together in the morning. And if I'm not around, he will call me and say, "I have my coffee. Is your own in your hand?" He was very protective, really. You know, so much so that when they left, incidentally, they left at the same time, I was thrown right in the middle of the river and I couldn't swim. You know, I didn't know what it was like being an adult and facing responsibility that much, even though I was married and had children. Because for everything, before you could turn like this, is that either him or my mom were there. So everything was taken away. You know, solutions were provided before I could really understand the problems. So when they were gone, I was looking like this, what's going on? But anyway, I miss him. I miss him. He was a caring father. And I know that a lot of people, when I posted this topic on my status, you came for me, and somebody told me specifically, You people are talking about mothers, or fathers, sorry, and in the picture you posted, there's no single man on your conversation. And yes, when we're celebrating you, we don't need to have you seated here. And again, I'll still say it, conversation is strictly female. Occasionally, we could have a man, especially if the topic we're discussing has something to do with them to come and clarify it. So we don't usually have men. Conversation is ladies' gossip corner, whatever you call it, yes. But the men, are they important to us? Yes. Are they indispensable to the women? Yes. And so for that reason, we keep asking ourselves, why is it that there are so many songs about women, you know, mothers in our indigenous languages. But for the men, do we have, I'm sitting down here, I don't know any song in my language. Do you know?
No, I don't know.
Do you
Honestly,
know?
I don't.
No.
Any song in your language for the fathers?
The thing is,
you know?
I don't even know any songs in my language.
English.
For the mothers,
I cannot even. No, I know Sweet Mother.
Yes, so
English.
in English.
it's pidgin English.
No, I know how one in Hausa. There was this mama na my devoted mama.
You guys don't get the
there's
point.
that one.
There is none for the men.
Yeah, I
So
know,
that's
but
it.
just one for the mother as well. But there's none. I don't know any.
Okay, so the men should manage the ones for their wives, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
It's okay.
well, maybe.
Hey, I don't know what your take is on this, but then let's join you on the street to find out what you were able to get about songs for the fathers.
Father's Day may have come and gone, but we are still in the joys of Father's Day. Well, Aunt Liz, I would want you to know that I am Roman Catholic and we already celebrated our own Father's Day. But still, we are in the business of giving fathers their flowers. So join me as I head into the streets to go and ask some Nigerians songs about fathers in their local dialect or in our indigenous pidgin language.
It's just that I really can't find the exact phrases to use in my language, so I won't be able to put it in my language. Always sena to ikpe arewe giane riri agbon rewe vare gian always sena ma yiwa obulu ni vare gbelove mare gian.
Eyi didan he be yi na yin wato ye ya jin ho godia ntuko tigana ta heinu ito ba mi ya anyen kuma shoko ko ga kara haru hala eya har amai yin ce yes yika azade jin tuko teacher no ye ya chi shoko ga ya gode. What I say now is that I want to appreciate my father before God, that he make me. I see myself on this earth. So I appreciate him and I appreciate our Almighty God.
Telungu suwe to salusu mbakalo tomato ya ondona bere da bembe mo tolumba kengi shamo to kengi shamo jijingi ubola adue kewo automatic. This song is dedicated to my lovely dad, Mr. Aloha Chopin. I'm sending the greetings to Port Harcourt. Thank you.
Yes, I want to use the opportunity to wish all the men happy Father's Day. Sweet Father, I will never forget you for the suffer where you suffer for me. Yeah, yeah. Sweet Father, yeah. Sweet Father, yeah. That's all I can say. Thank you very much.
Osowo joina nsowo me. Osowo joina nsowo me. Obasi joina nsowo me. Obasi joina nsowo me. Kareye pina ojiani. Kareye opino ojiani. Osowo joina nsowo me. Thank you.
What does it mean?
Okay, that's God, be with my daddy, love my daddy, provide for him so he can provide for us.
Yes, I know one song in Hausa about fathers. Yes. Do you want me to sing it? Baba akwai dadi, Baba o akwai dadi, Baba akwai dadi, Baba o akwai dadi, Allah ya sawa Baba na albarka, Baba o akwai dadi. It means, oh Father, you are so sweet. Father, you are sweet. Oh Lord, send down and rain down your blessings upon our Father. That is the meaning.
Okay, well, happy Father's Day to all the amazing fathers out there, those that are constantly working hard to ensure that there's food on the table for their family and ensuring their children are well taken care of, especially in this economy. We're wishing them all health and long life to all the amazing fathers out there.
Baba akwai dadi, Baba oh akwai dadi. Yes, that is one of my favorite songs for today about fathers. And also I particularly like that song from Cross River, where the meaning says, I want God to provide for you so that you can provide for me or us. Let's head back into our conversation studio.
Okay, Baba, Akwe Daddy, there's sweetness in the fathers, and we really appreciate them. But I always pity men, no, seriously.
Honestly.
See, of all the requests to ask, you ask God to bless your father, so your father can give it to you. So you cannot even ask God to
just
bless
give
your
him.
father, so you just keep it. That's okay, because fathers are providers, fathers are protectors, so, and they need constantly to be given so that they can provide for their home. But my question is, why is it that we really went round to get that, and only very few could actually sing songs, whether it's in English or, I like the guy that did remix, Shao. At least he had sense to remix. Whether English or Yoruba or Hausa or Igbo or, Shekiri and all of that, it was difficult to get songs. Why is that so? I don't know. It's the same thing we find in our homes. Fathers provide. Fathers go, join hands with their wives to nurture. But when they grow older, a lot of times they're abandoned. What are we doing wrong?
To be honest, coming from the work I do in mental health and I counsel children, I think the major problem in fatherhood is in their bid to provide. And I thank God for the men in our lives. I thank God for the fathers and husbands, because in this economy, as someone said, providing is hard. So appreciating them, it's paramount. I really appreciate them. But I think they missed the drill. In their bid to provide, sometimes I think they forget another part of parenting, nurturing, being a part of the child's life. So most parents, most fathers are basically seen as providers only. They go to work, yes, and they come back and they provide everything: food, clothes, shelter, education, but they don't spend time with the kids. So over time, the kids grow to have a bond with their mothers and their sisters and brothers, but not with the father. Fathers hardly communicate. In fact, I had this program a few months ago, sometime last year, and then it was for young girls between the age of 18 to 21. And most of them said their fathers had never asked them for their report sheet.
Is it like?
I'm telling you the truth. This
When
is
I went to school, visiting day was always my father.
This is what today
If
doesn't
one
happen.
person was coming, it was my father.
I'm afraid to say this on air. The truth is, most of the fathers today are not intentional. Yes, they provide, but they are not intentional parents, which means they are not intentional about being in the life of their children. They pay school fees, humongous school fees, but they don't ask for the results. They are quite busy. Their kids are abroad. They travel to this. One girl said her father comes to the country where she is in, and he calls her, "How are you? Do you need any money?" He doesn't get to where she is in that country. This is the reality, and most of them corroborated. And they said they had students in the school that were even sent out of school. The parents didn't know. They faked results, they faked graduation, and they sent to the parents because the parents never went to even check in on the children. So they don't check in. Fathers provide all the financial comfort they can for the children. They forget they are also supposed to provide emotional support. And that is what is lacking. Go to the PTA meeting. I speak in schools. Fathers do not go for PTA meetings. And it's on Saturday. So if it's on Monday to Friday, you understand they went to work. On Saturday is not a work day. You want to rest? Yes, but you can rest on Sunday. Visiting day, fathers don't go. Even graduation, many fathers don't go. Also, and someone told me, in fact, many parents, the first time they stepped into the school was the kids' graduation.
True.
So that's the problem. And over time, the kids have no deep connection with the parent, the father. So by the time they no longer need you, that's it. Yeah. They don't call. You never called anyway, so they don't call you either. And I think it's something we have to talk about.
Seriously, which is one of the reasons we're here. We're not going to be, shouting down the fathers, but we will be, rubbing in a little bit of truth to them to make sure that they get to benefit, at the long run. But a lot of, corners, I have heard that a lot of times when children don't relate that well with their fathers, it's the fault of the mother. Devon, do you think that's so?
I disagree quite intensely.
Thank you.
And let me explain.
Thank you.
It is possible for... Excuse me, sorry. It is possible for mothers to grumble. Mothers are vocal. Mothers are vocal over everything. Grumble, quarrel, and all of this. But for a mother to be... It's very hard for a father who is intentional and actively involved in the children's lives to be painted black or to be painted in a color other than what he has presented in the house just because of the mother's words. And while I understand where Coach Didi is coming from, I think Coach Didi failed to mention the fact that most fathers that get abandoned in old age were not provider fathers.
Really?
Yes, let me explain. There are many people who will say, well, this person did not forge a relationship with me. But because he did this, and this, the least I can do in this person's old age is to also at least...
give back.
Yes, at least look after the person's physical comfort, take care of them. And you see, the number of women who are breadwinners in their home is significant. Now, as a father, Coach has just spoken of fathers who play only the provider role. There are men out there whose only role was to get their wife pregnant. And there are many.
The sperm donors.
There are many. And many of these people are not just baby daddies. They are married to these women, but anything that concerns the children or the household, it's the woman is the nurturer, she's the financial, she's the one bringing out the money. So for me, I feel that in many instances, not all, in many instances where a man has been completely abandoned, it's not because back then he was only paying fees. I feel that men who get abandoned like that are the ones who did nothing, the ones that could actively be categorized as deadbeats. There are men like that, and I don't know why. They don't have money for school fees, but come home perpetually drunk. They don't have money for school fees, but have an array of women outside. They don't have money for food, but God forbid there's no fuel in their car. And children begin to... And there are some women who will actively try to paint the man nice, as if the children are daft. They are observing these things.
But that's the job of a woman. You have to try.
They are watching movies. They are saying things in social media that is telling them, your father is not the gold standard for how a good father should be. So regardless of whether your mother is speaking well of him or bad of him, that child is already forming their own opinion based on the quality of self the man is presenting in the house. And there are deadbeat mothers too. You understand?
Yes.
But today we're talking about dads. And of course, we are going to praise them. But because you asked, why is it that some fathers find themselves abandoned? And you know, every now and then I see it on social media. Now that you're strong and you have money, make sure you prioritize yourself. Because in old age, these children will abandon you. But that is the problem. The men that are being abandoned are the ones who had that mentality to begin with. They prioritize themselves, forgetting that they have wife and children. And that's why in old age, they got abandoned. It is rare to find somebody who played their role actively as father or mother get abandoned in old age.
You know, what you're saying actually was buttressed in the social media recently. There's a trending a series of videos going on a girl, Ifunanya.
Yes,
you heard about
that
her,
came from America to come and look for the father.
Yes, because she couldn't establish links with the father at the point. She had to come back. And that's coming from the fact that the father was there for her. So when the father needed her, she had to do everything. It's a whole episode, the story.
Yes,
it's a long one.
TikTok,
but it tells, it just goes to, give expression to what you just said.
Can I quickly add something?
Yeah.
To be honest, I think for me, abandonment, I never thought of it the way you are saying it. I thought when you talk about abandoning the father, doesn't mean you're not fulfilling your duties as a child.
That's it.
For me, it doesn't mean you're not providing, but you don't have that emotional connection.
Yeah.
No, emotional connection, of course.
That's, for me, that's the abandonment I'm talking about.
So I'm talking of the entire thing. There are some that
totally
have money,
yeah.
complete abandon. You don't even know. Your father is sick, you don't go there, you don't know how the person got to hospital, they have no food.
That wasn't what abandonment, I'm talking about emotional abandonment.
So I'm talking of the entire package.
They don't connect. So I'm talking about providers who provided, but there was no emotional connection. So when the kids grow older, there has never been an emotional connection, and they no longer need you, and that's the fact. And whether we like it or not, the sad reality is today, the kids are so selfish and entitled.
Sad.
It's so sad.
In fact, there was a young girl I was talking with. She said, well, when I grew up, when I start working, I start making money. Shabi, my father used to give me 10,000 every week.
She will give him 10,000.
So, and he doesn't ask after me. When he's old and retired, I will do him a favor because I don't know how much the cost of living will be. But I'll also send him 15,000 every week. And I'm not going to look for him.
That's exactly what I'm
tit
talking
for
about.
tat. So it does happen.
You see, I want to buttress to what you just said now. I've always said that kids, it's what they see.
Yeah.
It's the environment they grew up. That is the way they are going to behave.
Yeah.
Some people might blame the girl, but I think nobody should blame her.
True.
Because I've always said that, you see...
Blame which girl?
The girl she was saying that when you give back.
Sorry.
I always say, like she said, intentional parenting is both the father and the mother. My church did something this Father's Day that they have never done. And I was very glad they did it. What did they do? They had a panel. And what was it? Gen Z kids. Because right now, Gen Z is, my God, they had to put them there with, there was a single mother and there was a father. And the lessons I learned.
Was the father also a single dad?
No, the father is not a single dad. The father is a hands-on dad.
Okay.
When I say hands-on, super really hands-on. You understand? So then they now brought the one with the mother in the sense that she has a son. You understand? And they taught us so many lessons. So many lessons. Because I noticed many parents, many fathers are not hands-on.
Yeah.
You live, I say, look, when you asked me about my father, I was tearing up. In the sense that I went to a party on a Saturday. I was knackered, I was tired. But guess what? I jumped up to go and take a bath. Why? Because I had to be in church. So somebody said, but yeah, if you're tired, why don't you? No, I don't like online. I couldn't have told my father that I'm doing online. I knew what it took me to leave the Orthodox church to the church that I am in now. It was a battle, it was battle. So my father had instilled it in me that on a Sunday, You have no business lying down or sleeping. You have to be in church. And he always used to say, where 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, things happen there. So
True.
when I see people, they go to church casually, I don't. Because I grew up. My father has passed.
And you're still
And because I'm thinking of, oh my God, he's looking down.
What if he wakes up and asks you?
No, he's looking down and saying, what are you doing there? Or maybe I'll see him in a dream. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? So the thing here is that my father instilled so many things. Integrity. My father used to say, a good name is better than all the riches in the world. He told me one thing, and I've held it. He said, people, wealth is people. So that's why I don't joke with my friends. Because my father says, when push comes to shove, they're the ones that will stand by you.
True. You know, if you see a good father, if you see a product of a good father, you don't need to look around to ask questions. You will know. Because a lot of times, parenting is left for the mother.
Yeah,
but the truth is, I always tell them, if it was just a mother's job, God wouldn't have bothered to make a man and a woman to meet together before a child is produced, because he knows it should be something done by 2. And that's why I always beg fathers to try as much as they can to be part of their children's upbringing, not paying school fees. Maybe in the past that worked, but then the novels are even read. The novels are even read. From Chino Achebe,
it was free at that time,
the fathers provided and still took time to tell stories to. I still remember growing up when my father, finishes his dinner. I think they had this way of giving me extra, so that there will be enough for him to leave out for all of us. And no matter how filled up you are, that 1 spoon or small meat, your father will say, "Please take." You take, this person take. It's so fulfilling.
Don't finish the food.
If he finishes the food.
He says he don't finish the food.
So when he doesn't give you, you're so angry. And what I enjoy is when he's done with his food, we take out the plates, we now gather around him. Sometimes we're just lounging on the couch, and he's telling you stories of what happened before amalgamation. I know he wasn't there, but he has a way of telling you that, making the story look like he was part of it. Folktales and all of that. And at the end of it, he's going to ask you, what is the moral of a lesson? What did you learn? Sometimes when he's asking you what is the moral, you're already dozing. You slept off, and he'll take you to bed. Those are the things fathers should get involved in. My father I never saw him going out in the night. He goes to play draft, yes. He goes to play tennis, yes. But he will always come back before 7, because he must do dinner at 7 and tell us our stories. So these days, fathers will finish and go and sit down in the club. Go and sit down in the club.
Garden.
Or garden.
After work.
And then when you finish, your wife is the only one doing it. You now complain that Father's Day came, your children didn't buy you anything. Anyway, some people are reaching us. Well, we already told you our numbers are open. Send tributes to your fathers. You can feel free to call their names. If you have their picture, send us. We'll try to see if we can take it. This person says, I'm highly delighted for your program. You are doing a great job. A good and caring father would not be abandoned at old age. That is true. This is from Elder Samuel from Kogi State. Thank you so much, Elder Samuel. But then, speaking of which, I know a father that has very young children. His name is Randy Abu. Randy Abuja, yes.
Randy is one of us.
Randy is my colleague. Randy is very busy, but when he's not in the office, well, you always see him playing with his kids. And behind him, I got a lot of those clips. Randy, please forgive me, but I'm going to play it out here. Director, you were in cahoots with me. If the video is ready, can you just play? Then we talk about activities we can have, fun activities with the children.
Smile, why is everybody so serious? Acting so damn mysterious. Got shades on your eyes and your heels so high that you can't even have a good time.
everybody to know that Randy did not make those videos because of this show.
No. He
I
didn't
follow
even
him
know.
on TikTok.
Okay, I
follow him
stole
on
it.
TikTok, and I see this content all the time.
Wow,
So
that's
he's very hands-on in that way. He's very intentional in that way, and it's something that parents can do, which reminds me of my own dad. Like, my dad was a bad boy. My dad was a bad boy. He used to come home late. Yes, he used to go partying and
I
all
love
of
your
those.
honesty.
Yes. My dad didn't used to make me go to church because him too didn't used to go to church. It was my mom. She was the Catholic. He was the Protestant and all of those. But my mom made sure that, okay, I had that relationship with God, going to church and all of those things. He was almost agnostic, you know, and all of that. Nothing gave him greater joy than to enter arguments with priests and things like that about religion. So he was not a church goer. He was not particularly Christian. He was a bad boy. He liked his alcohol and all of that. But he was also a very intentional father.
That's it.
You know, I recall growing up when I think I had to be pretty small. His favorite thing to do when he came back from work, if I came out to welcome him, he'd throw me in the air and catch me multiple times. Multiple times. And that was our thing.
Love those things.
No, I must have been very young in age because I also remember the day very clearly that he said, "You are getting too heavy now."
Oh.
And my heart broke, but I also understood. So he did that up to when I was too heavy and I was a chubby baby. I was chubby. I don't know what happened when I grew up. I'm getting my chub back anyway. So he would throw and catch, throw and catch, throw and catch. And also when he came back from work after eating, he would sit with me and we would talk. My father used to talk to me from when I was 3-4 years old as if I was an adult. You know, he told me about his day, the things that happened. Then he would ask me about my day, and I would wind up gossiping about my mom. Now I'm realizing it was his own way of finding out things that happened in the house when he wasn't around. So, but those things tided us over, you know. My father forged a friendship and a relationship with me from when I was a nobody. And because he was my gisting partner in the house, woe betide him whenever I saw him pick up that key to go out.
Wow.
Weeping and mourning and gnashing of teeth and falling on the ground. Okay, go and get your slippers. When I come back, he has disappeared. So I was like this with my dad. No,
You know, funny
we've
enough,
been friends
I've
forever.
met so many women who have told me that they love their fathers. They were fantastic fathers, but terrible husbands to their mothers. I've heard that over and over again.
I won't assess his husbandness, but he was a fantastic dad to me.
But this is
Only his wife can say whether he was a
but
good
no,
husband or
from what
not.
they had seen in the relationship of their father and their parents, just like you said, they may not say their fathers were bad boys. You know, they have come across messages, they have come across, even seen them somewhere, you know. So it's I think it's good that women are able to see that.
Yes.
The ability to differentiate. It doesn't make it right that he was a bad husband to your mother, but he was a good father. You should acknowledge that. And I think I must add that today, being a father isn't easy. I'm not a father, but I can only imagine what fathers go through to provide in this economy. So I really do appreciate the fact that men do so much to keep the home going. But in that, I must reiterate the fact that being solely a provider doesn't just cut it. You must find time to bond with your children. It cannot be every day, it cannot be every week, but just be intentional about it and find time to spend quality time with your children.
It can be as little as once a week.
My day can be once in 2 weeks.
You see, like what you
as long as it's quality. Quality 30 minutes is enough.
You see, when I used to call myself a barrack girl. And I saw so many things in the barracks. But I just realized ours was different. Because my father decided that my family is going to be different. Friday, no matter how busy my father was, as a military man, they were all over the place. They were traveling and, you know, and your mother has to stay in one place so that your family has to be stable, you know. And there was something, Friday, I loved Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday night, we had to go to the club. When you're in the car, the things you want to say, you say it. He's gisting with you. On Saturday, you go swimming. On Sunday, you go swimming. So those were the times.
You really had a fun dad.
Oh, yes. My father was strict. But he was a fun dad. You understand? So those little things, you know. And there was one thing my father used to say, and I loved it. He said, anybody that pregnates any man, any woman, you are going to marry that.
That's
girl.
your brothers.
Yeah, because you see, because there's some things I used to hear then. No, she's not my class. She's not my type. No. You will marry that child. You will marry that girl. And you see, because of that, my father instilled it in my brothers. I'm not trying to say, anytime I come here, I tend to use myself as an example. Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm looking for a man that can be like my brothers.
Oh, wow.
My brothers are so hands-on. My brothers go to the markets.
That's a good
The
one.
things my brothers do, I don't see other people do it. But guess what? You don't learn that on the streets. You don't learn that in school. So they learn that at home, and that is why we're trying to tell the young fathers now that, look, your kids are going to look up to you, what you do, what is right, what is wrong. If not, we're going to have a dysfunctional society.
We already
True. All right, let's pay tribute to our online participants. There's a whole lot. I hope I can take all of this. Person says, good morning, Madam Lizzie. This is your, Austin Peacemaker. I know you very well. Nice topic on a beautiful Wednesday. Fathers are very good role model to their children, especially at the tender age. But just a question, why is the girl child much more attracted or attached to their fathers in most cases? My answer will be, did you read the book that talked about the Oedipus Rex? That's one of the things that will expose you to it. But then if you didn't, if you're in the sciences, do you know about the negative and the positive? They always attract. So that's it. And if you don't build it, you know, you can get lost. I was particularly very close to my dad, but then my mother was my gossip partner more because I was sickly, so she was always taking care of me. Yeah. So somehow my love is 50-50 for them. So you have to work hard, you know. But for you as a man, it's easy for the girl child to really attract to you. Happy Father's Day to all fathers. I miss my father. That's late Dr. John Oko. I am super proud of the man he was, from Dr. John Oko, Abovo, Delta State. Thank you so much. I'm sure that there's an NTA channel where your father is, where my father is, where all our fathers are, and they are tuned in and they are watching this program now. They'll get it. I lost my father when I was in primary school, but today I'm a PhD holder, without any financial support from anyone, not even my husband. I trained myself to school. This is a proud woman. Yeah. And this is a woman we all should be proud of. Yes. She has PhD.
Our husband supports us. We are proud of ourselves.
No, but I hope that even though I pray that she looks at a man and looks at a man as a father figure.
Yes.
Because, and that's one thing they taught us in church on Sundays, that the biggest problem we're having, like the place I work in church, there's just one man. And we have realized that there's so many kids who are looking for father figures to talk to. Let it be their mentors and all that. Those things are so key, because I've seen my friends who had issues not having good fathers, looking at men, talking down about them, seeing them like sinners. So most of the time, if you don't have a father, try and look for father figures for your children to help you.
All right, let's quickly run this. It's actually a good one. Happy Father's Day to my amazing dad, Mr. Dapot Asun, my big brother, King Tang, Nadat, Made, and that's from Dio May Dapot. I hope I got that name correct. If I didn't, I beg your pardon. Please forgive me. And talking about taking care of the fathers, we're all ladies here, but I'm going to go out there and find out from people, how many times or how often, or have you ever taken your husband out and given him his flower? Let's find out. Those who will lie will catch you. All right?
Actually, I've never really done that before. He's been the one taking us out for Valentine, Mother's Day, and all that. But for me, I don't think I've done that before.
Anytime I have money, anytime I have money, he's the first person that comes to my mind. Anytime I have money, so it doesn't have to be any time, maybe any day. Provided I have money, then we are good to go.
Usually on Valentine's Day, on his birthday, and on Father's Day.
How I took my husband out on Father's Day. Oh, it was fun. We enjoyed ourselves. We went out with the kids. We bought him a gift because he has been a loving dad, a caring dad. We love him so much. We appreciate him. That's why we took him out, and it was a surprise outing. So he really enjoyed it. He was so happy, you know.
Well, if I'm to be honest with you, this is my 29 years in marriage. I've not burned that for the postie. And even when I do, he's still the one that'll pay.
Married for 2 years. And I could remember last year, I took him out for fish. I took him to go and enjoy himself. We shared fish. I bought his own. I bought my. He was like, no. I said, no, I want you to eat your own, and I eat my own. So I just want us to celebrate the love, the care, everything you've been giving to me as a wife. Yes. So
when last did I take my husband out? That's a very tricky question because, my husband is an introvert, and his own idea of fun is, being at home, playing game, having his friends over, watching a movie with me, drinking wine, eating good food, and that's it for him. But I'd say one day I just felt like, okay, let me take him out, to enjoy himself, have fun. Let's do like what every other couple would do. And I was like, let's go see this movie that just came out. And I took him with my hard-earned money to the cinema. And halfway into the movie, I just saw him pressing phone. I'm like, what's happening? Is the movie not interesting? I was like, when are we going home? I'm tired. I want to go home. And, well, I guess that was it for us. So that was the last time I took my husband out. And that was like maybe 3 months ago.
Was really savage. That was savage. You're lucky. Also, I just said he was pressing food. Some other people will slip off.
I'm telling you.
And when you wake up, you say, that was a very nice movie. All right, many more messages are coming in. Let's see the most we can take. Happy Father's Day to my favorite daddy, Aminat Agada from Abuja. And if you must know, that is actually our own Ehi, daughter of Agada's daughter. And we're very happy. Another one says here, good morning, beautiful ladies in the studio. Here is a message to my dad, Engineer Amos Abraham, and my uncle. Okay, that's Agada.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, we managed to get the picture.
Fantastic
you
guy.
know him?
I don't know.
Fantastic man.
He's sweet. He's a sweet guy.
That's a good one. All right, that's his daddy. Thank you for giving us a he. And we quickly go to the next person. Good morning, beautiful ladies in the studio. Here is a message to my dad, Engineer Amos Abraham, and my uncle, Cassidy David Abraham. Thinking of you today, I'm grateful to God I have a life with you both. Your love, your strength, your care still guides me. Though you are gone, my spirit lives on in everything I do. Or your spirit lives on in everything I do. I miss you always. I love you forever. Gloria Abraham Anyaja. Thank you so much. That's a good one. Your parents are not there, but you still have so much connection and respect for them, and that guides you all through. I can see only mothers in the studio, and talking about fathers, you should have a father amongst you. That's Bishop from Medical Center. Before we even started, I addressed this.
Bishop came in late.
Yes. Bishop, sorry, you joined us late. I did mention that our program is female program, and we are celebrating you. We don't need to have you in the studio. Just sit down, be the good boy, and let us give you all the accolades. Bishop, you are blessed to have women around you. And you're blessed because you're watching us too. Good morning. I'm really enjoying the show. I just want to use this medium to celebrate my late dad. He was an intentional father and husband, a handsome dad, peaceful, loving, and always there for his family, physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally, and all round. I was his favorite, no wonder. It just hurts me that I was not able to do the things I had to do in mind for him before he passed on. May his soul rest in peace. Amen. This is Mercy from Anambra. Mercy, we're sorry your father is not there. I'm also a fatherless child. And I'm sure if you look around, there are people who are there. If you remember that there are so many things, so many people around you can extend your hands of care to. And somehow you would have touched God, who will bless your father, and will continue to pray for your father where he is. And thinking about celebrating fathers, thinking about celebrating men, within the studio, there are so many men around here, from Alex to Hassan to my director to the engineers, every one of you. I know most of you are fathers, and we are celebrating you. Yes, that's the camera, POV. So you can see Hassan with us. Hassan, just wait for us. Okay. Alex, just wait for the camera. Thank you. That's Alex. Thank you very much. Everybody is here, and they are ready. But then there is a special person. He's also, he's not yet a father, but he's going to be a father real soon. We believe that. But he won a special award from the program's directorate. Let's see, director, if that's ready, let's celebrate Akani Noah.
Oh.
He is, you can...
My birthday mate.
Honestly, he is something else.
Yes,
whatever you want, he knows you, even before you realize you are you. That's how he is, he's hands-on. And I'm sure when he has children, he's also going to be that way to his children. And the messages will still take, but let's quickly say thank you to all of you for celebrating your father. I know Ehi has something given to us by DG through our EDP. Ehi, if the Aroro, as we call it, is ready, let's quickly bring it into the studio and give to the ladies.
Wow.
So the question, you can leave it on the table.
Vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil.
Yes. Oh my God.
My
very
EDP
practical
said,
Very practical gift.
my EDP said, and I'll pass the message. Take it home. Cook for your fathers, your husbands, all the men in your house. And please, the only one that will go to your mouth is the one you do like this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And I want to tell, I want to say,
our EDP's name is Terry.
Terry, okay. Thank you, sir. And I want to say happy Father's Day to my brothers, Ugbedi Okpanachi and Emmanuel Okpanachi. I am super proud of you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Terry. We really appreciate it.
No, it's Mrs. Tario.
Mrs. Terry. Oh, it's a Mrs.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
It's a female, yes. So let's take more
That's
messages
why she gave
here.
us a vegetable oil.
Trust. Good day, beautiful women of Nigeria. Please, this man got married very late. Thank God he has a son. Now 4 years. The boy is hyper. Your message, please, can you retype this?
Maybe let's go straight to the people that are actually contributing to what we said today.
Yes. Good morning. My dad is the best because I always miss him. I miss his late more because... Please, can you just make your messages easier for me to read? A simple thing. Hello to your father. Wow, nice job. I love what you guys are doing. Thank you. And this person says, your program is very intelligent, driving, and please carry on. I give it 60-40, mother, father. Okay, you're sharing. From Cross River State. My name is Uma Udi. A father is a father. Thank you so much. Father is father. Let's leave it like that. There are so many other messages here, and I'm sorry I can't read all of them because you actually started sending them late. I did say send it as early as now. That was when we started, so I can take all of it. Now my director is on my neck, and my parting word would be, thank you and happy Father's Day to all the NTA men, beginning from our Director General, the Executive Directors, all my colleagues, every one of you. You've been the typical NTA family for all of us, supporting us. And for everybody in my family, happy Father's Day.
Parting notes. Also, a happy Father's Day to my husband, Dr. Romy Mom. He's a great dad.
A happy Father's Day to my husband for all the work and all the sacrifices he makes for the family. We're grateful.
Thank you.
Happy Father's Day to my brothers who have stood in the gap for my dad. Super proud of you guys.
Thank you, all the fathers in the world and all the fathers in Nigeria. This is for you. Bye. Bye.